Hi, happy Monday.
Hello, happy Monday.
Welcome back to Oddvice.
This is a podcast hosted by me and my friend Alex, and I'm Kristen.
And I'm Alex.
That was really bad, but you got the gist of what we were trying to say. This is actually the first podcast we've
sat down and recorded that's going up the next day in 3 weeks.
Yeah. This is the first intro you've had that's been accurate to what's going on in life. Well, I guess the one with Bree and Leanna, we were in Joshua Tree.
Right.
But we were pre-recorded 2 more around that, which you guys obviously know. And it just felt weird. So it does feel really nice to have this be a live episode right now.
And in real time.
Right. So you know what's going on in our lives and whatnot. I am super anxious right now.
Are you? We don't have to I didn't know you were going to hop in and do it that quick.
I mean, I feel like I have to.
Yeah.
That was, yeah. If you follow me on Instagram, you saw that wait,
hold on. Think about the people who don't follow you on Instagram.
What do I say? What do I tell them, Alex?
You tell them. Ooh, can I?
Yeah, please.
Okay.
Oh my God, please.
If you guys don't follow Kristen on Instagram, she just went through a big life change that kind of came out of nowhere for a lot of you. For people in her close circle and in her everyday life, it was a long time coming.
About damn time.
It was about damn time. She has a boyfriend. I hope there's people out there who this is the first time hearing it.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
Sure. Yeah, I feel like it'd be crazy to think every single one of our listeners also follows us on socials because
sees every update, because there's a lot of times people post on social media and
you
I don't
even
see it. Yeah. So you take it away. I don't want to say.
Boyfriend.
And it's Tanner. We should
Yeah. Right. Okay.
It's Tanner.
So that was a big thing in the comments when I posted. Everybody's like, I really hope it's Tanner. All jokes aside, I do want to say the love and support I got in the comments. Wow. Thank you. You have no idea how much that means to me. It was very, very hard for me to get the balls to even post that. But the reason I did was because obviously this is it did just kind of happen. It's the newest thing in my life. It God, I feel like I'm gonna stutter this whole time. I just I want to talk about it, but I'm nervous to talk about it publicly. But what I was telling Alex literally the day I posted, I was like, I feel super weird that nobody knows that I'm in a relationship now. And I was going to hide it, truly. I was going to totally keep it offline. But then it felt weird because I'm very much myself online. As you guys know, Alex and I are sitting on our literal living room couch. I take a lot of pride in that. And I've tried to be other things online that weren't me in real life, and it just doesn't work for me. Authenticity works for me, and I like it, and I'm comfortable with it. So it felt super weird that you guys didn't know that I just hopped in a relationship.
You would have had to rework this crazy new narrative into your work life that just didn't make sense or match up to what you were actually doing in your real life.
Exactly.
What about when we sit here and we talk about a date that I went on, or a
I'm
cute guy that we
act single? I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah.
I can't do that.
It was a pretty obvious choice, but I think you did it with such grace, and you set your boundaries, and a couple people were who is he? And kind of pushing you more, and you're this is all I'm comfortable sharing. Mm-hmm. You set the standard out the gate, which I think was very important, and people know if they're going to listen to this, and I think based off of what you posted on Instagram, people know that you don't want to share his identity. Mm-hmm. You're the details of your guys' relationship, and that's that. But you are in a relationship, and you'll share that, and you'll share things about love and
absolutely
all of that.
That's another really good point is this podcast, we talk about love and our journey with love all the time. Oh my God, the way Link's looking at me right now. I love you. It'd be so weird if we're doing an episode about love and I'm just not going to talk about a new relationship. It wouldn't be a thing. So it is kind of a weird thing for me where I am really excited I shared it, but the second I shared it, to be completely honest with you, I got so anxious. I was like, whoa, Alex, it was a sense of lack of control where I was like, oh shit, I can never take it back now. Mm-hmm. I could never take back this really important part of me in my life right now, and my life to come. This person that's so important to me, I now have released information that I can never revoke.
Yeah.
And it freaked me out. I've always told myself I will never have a public relationship again, and I still stand by that. Hence why like I don't plan to show much more of him.
Don't expect like fucking couples vlogs and like
no, that's exactly it. And like I'm not shitting on that either. It's just I think I can speak on it. I did it and I didn't like it.
Yeah,
I didn't like
it did something to your relationship that you just don't want to be a part of your current relationship.
Yep. And he's so okay with that too. He's not on social media at all, which I fucking love. It's like the best thing ever. And I remember
he'll send us like memes that were
from 1986. Yeah. I'm like, he's like, oh, that's funny. I'm like, dude, get with the times.
Like if you're gonna joke like this and like be involved, like you gotta be involved.
It's funny though, because he's fucking hilarious.
He's the funniest person
one
I know.
of the funniest people on the planet. But like when it comes to like internet stuff, he just doesn't. like pop culture.
Yeah,
he doesn't understand.
Yeah.
Like I remember when all the Haley and Selena shit was going on, I was like, oh my God, like trying to talk about it. He's like, who? It's just,
but like good. Like, what's that like?
Right. I feel like I feel like he just lives in his own world in the best way possible. And that's how I'm trying to be.
Yep.
So where is it going with this? I don't know. I feel like I'm like stumbling on my words. So I'm sorry. I just, I do want to circle back and say thank you so much for all the love. And even there were even comments where, so the caption was, consider this a hard launch. I can't take credit for that. That was Alex. A great caption. And people were like, this is a soft launch. Like you didn't tag. And I was like, okay, that's why it says.
They're just like even more proving the point.
Why I don't want to fuck. Like why? You want me to tag?
Consider this the hard launch.
This is what you're getting.
Yep.
Yeah.
This is the max.
Yeah. I don't know. And I mean, who knows? Down the line, like when we get married and stuff, who knows? Like maybe I'll post something different that I don't know. For now, this is what I'm comfortable with. And
you've been a girlfriend for a week and this is it.
Yeah. So I guess I could say how it happened, right?
Of course you can.
Right.
It was so cute.
It was perfect. So
do you want to talk about Disney for a little bit?
Yeah. Oh, say less.
10 minutes tops.
I'm going to set a timer. So after Joshua Tree, we came back to LA, and that same day Tanner flew into LA. And we all hung out for a few hours at Leanna's, and then Tanner and I headed down to Anaheim, spent 2 days in Disneyland, and then spent the remainder of the week, actually like 4 days, in Santa Monica. We got a little Airbnb, just us, had a total just like staycation beach vibe. I guess it's not a staycation. I don't live there anymore.
Right.
But like mentally, Santa Monica is a staycation.
Yeah.
Because it's like, that's LA still. Anyway, it was incredible. It was such a good trip, and leading up to the trip, I knew he was gonna ask. I mean, there's nothing him and I go through as far as like milestones in our relationship, not even talking like boyfriend, girlfriend, just like of our connection, that we're not like hyper aware of and talk about together. So we've talked about it. And I mean, I guess to give some backstory, like the last you guys heard, we came to this on the Zoom call with our Hella Tier on Patreon last week. We realized the last thing said about Tanner was we cut things off. And then now I'm coming through with this. I guess I should give an update about that.
It's been a couple months.
It has been a couple months
since that update.
Yeah. And when we did cut things off, we did for a bit, and it really quickly showed me that that's not what I want. I can recognize now and take accountability that it was completely a form of self-sabotage on myself. I threw my hands up in the air because I didn't know what to do, and I was like overwhelmed with my emotion towards him. Was it after Thanksgiving or after the holidays?
It was February. It was around February.
So it was after the holidays when we like kind of came. I'm talking about when like him and I
came back together.
No, when we separated.
Oh, when you separated.
I think it was after the holidays, because I remember it was after we spent all that time together, and then he left, and
yeah, it was like late January.
It was that feeling of like, we're just gonna keep doing this. Like I got so
caught in a wheel.
Yeah, and like spiraled in my head where I'm like I love you so much, but this middle ground is like fucking me up. And he's like, who are you telling? Like the whole time he's like, no shit, I've been in this for fucking years.
That was actually what led us to our episode where we talked about like leading with our heart, going into things instead of head forward, heart forward. We had that conversation on the couch, and that's when you were like, I can't do this. I can't be separated from him.
Yeah.
And I was like, you have to follow your heart. You have to like not overthink and overanalyze all of these things, because that's when you were so focused on like not falling into codependency, all of these things. And then you were like, yeah, if I sit here and like ask my heart what exactly I want, it's him. Through and through. And then that's when I don't think we sat here and said that, because I think that was something that you just wanted to work through on your own.
Keeping it inside. Yeah.
Yeah. But that was the point, that episode where you guys started talking again. And then it just like fully evolved from there.
Yep. Before that episode, the night before, and I think we actually said this in that episode, we had dinner in Brooklyn, the two of us, Alex and I. And we pretty much had that episode in person, which happens a lot. And to wrap it up, it was me literally like frustrated crying over the fact of putting so much logic towards this connection. And I was so, like Alex just said, I was so worried about like, but what if I fall into old patterns, and like, what if this isn't right and I get hurt, and all the normal what ifs that one goes through. I guess it's normal for me. And yeah, that's where I was like, oh shit, like I don't want to be separated from him. Like we've tried it. And like we still come back together. Like it's
not like there's anyone else. You're not waiting for any. You like full-heartedly know there's no other connection out there that's going to ever amount to this.
And it got that simple to where I was like, it was apples and oranges. I was adding logic to a really, really vulnerable representation of my heart that I wasn't recognizing. I wasn't like, now looking back, even like this is actually the first time I'm thinking about that conversation at that dinner in Brooklyn with where I'm at now, like looking at her, I'm like, I was literally trying to be like a scientist. Like I was adding so much logic to this really vulnerable emotion that I was clearly feeling towards him and us.
Yeah.
And from that dinner on, it was a lot of me checking myself and asking myself in all of my reactions and interactions with him, like, are you self-sabotaging right now by trying to make excuses why this isn't the right time? Or like, I mean, I guess I never really made excuses if it was the right person. That was actually like the one thing I was pretty fucking confident on.
Right. The distance was a huge thing too.
It was. And that was like something I've always said is like, I'll never do long distance, no shot. Like it was never even a possibility. I did it for like a month in after high school with my high school boyfriend, and like it was fucking terrible.
It put a bad
cheated
taste
on
in your
me.
mouth.
Yeah,
right.
It was fucking terrible. But like that's truly not even a factor with fucking Tanner. Like,
right,
has never even been a talk of us being like, you fucking around with someone. Like it's not even a factor in us, which I'm very grateful for. But that being said, I was still making these like just it's so hard to put in words, but it's total self-sabotage. And I started considering like, well shit, if I don't not want to be away from him, like if I can't cut him out and I don't want anybody else and I'm not leaving New York, I think it's time for long distance. And that had just been in my head since early this year. So after I had that realization in Brooklyn, I had that conversation with Tanner, told him where I was at. And one thing I absolutely love and adore about him is he's the most patient person in the world. He has waited for this moment for 3 years. That I can say, those are his words. But he has never once pressured me. Ever. He's never, oh, come on, like, let's do, like, and if he is, it's more of like a joke. Oh, come on, like, whatever.
My girlfriend?
Right. Like something
kind of
like
shit.
Cute and silly like that. But in our serious conversations where I'm actually talking through my emotions about how I feel towards making the leap, the millions of conversations we've had over that topic, like, he's always like, what do you need to do? He's always really, really respected that I was putting that the decision towards us making things official was never about our connection. It really wasn't. It was about self-sabotage, which I've said a million times, or even like my confidence and faith in myself to be ready for this, regardless of who I'm going to get in a relationship with. Like, I just didn't know. And I just finally was like, for the past few months, whenever I'm like in the shower before bed, like I talk to my spirit guides. It's a form of prayer, you know, whatever your practice is. I was speaking to my higher power, and I said multiple times, like, can you just like give me a little nudge here? Like, let me know when it's time. Like, I knew the time was coming of us to make it official, but it was also starting to scare me because I knew, fuck, once we make it official, like, this is endgame. Like, this is it. And I was so nervous about that. And I just asked, like, when it's time, give me that gut feeling. And like, I'm not going to explain what that means, but I know what it means. And my spirit guides know what that means. And it's a certain gut feeling where I know I am just like on the right track. Okay, so flash forward to the Disney trip and everything. We're back in Santa Monica after Disney, and we were just sitting on the couch one night at the Airbnb, and I was just looking at him. And we do that a lot. We just like look at each other, and like there's like a million words said. That sounds so cliche, but like it's cliche for a reason. And like I get it now when people say that that's what their love is like. Like
you speak through eye contact.
It's unbelievable. And I'm looking at him, and then I just started like the gut feeling started happening. And then I realized what was happening. And I started like giggling, you know, like covering my face. Like, what's up?
And the thing is, he knew too.
He knew, completely knew. Like, what? Like, he, of course, wanted me to say it though. And I just like couldn't say anything. Like, it takes a lot for me to be at a loss for words. But I will say he is the one human that makes me like lose my words completely. I was just smiling, and he was like, what is it? And I like dug my face into his neck, and he was like, will you be my girlfriend? And I like, at first I was like, it's happening. But like, I that's the thing, is it was a total split experience. Like, I'm freaking out up here in my brain, but my gut is like,
this is what's supposed to be happening.
Laying out the carpet.
Yeah. It was your spirit guides literally like, you asked for this.
You asked for this.
Yep.
It's time. It wasn't like, oh, I'm freaking out, anxiety. It was excitement. It was excitement, and like just it felt like a crescendo in music. It felt like everything was peaking, but not in like a chaotic way, in like a finale, and like a crescendo. I mean, that's what a crescendo is, just like in a beautiful, like intense way. And I was like, I like got out of his neck and then pulled back and grabbed his face, and I said, I'll be your girlfriend. And we sat, and like I was giggling, he was giggling, like immediately felt like kids. And we were just crying.
Aww.
But like obviously happy tears. And they were the type of tears where it was total just like an emotional release.
Right.
Because like your face is just wet, but you're not like like ugly crying, but like,
yeah,
we're just crying.
Just like the energy.
Yeah. And then the rest is history. And like, I don't know, like I pulled away, and like we were obviously just like looking at each other for a little bit, like, holy shit, this is like really happening right now. And still, I mean, we're like almost 2 weeks down the line, and I'm still like, I answer the phone and I'm like, you're my boyfriend,
right?
Like, hi boyfriend. Like, it's the word is weird.
Yeah. And like you were saying, after it happened, nothing's changed between you guys.
Right.
Like, terms and conditions are exactly the same.
No, literally, the contract has not changed.
Literally exactly the same. The only thing is like boyfriend, girlfriend. And like, obviously you guys like are fully exclusive. That goes without saying, but like, no.
But like, I'm still going to date other people. So that's where we're
at.
Just kidding.
But yeah, regardless of the title, like everything is like the same between you guys.
Right.
And like even me witnessing you guys talking on the phone all day, like it is still the same. But I think this long distance thing is that's gonna be where it's new territory for you.
Yes.
Because there's been times where like you're like, can you come out here? And like he could say no.
And it's not like, what the fuck?
Right. But now, like you guys both have to put in the work.
Yes.
To see each other cross country, meet halfway. There's got to be like, you know, and like you guys know that.
For sure. And I feel like that's another really big part of my life that I'm walking into, is a serious long distance relationship. And that was another really big factor. I would feel so weird hiding from you guys. Going through that, like, long distance relationships are very hard. They're common, but they're very fucking hard. If you've been in one, you know. And I want to talk to you guys about it.
Yeah.
Like,
we know a lot of you guys are in long distance relationships. At least like a lot of our Patreon subscribers have mentioned like when they send in things that they're in long distance relationships or they've done it before.
Right.
And I always think like, God, what is that like?
Now I'm in it.
Now you're in it. I've done it. I did it in high school, but it was high school.
Yeah. I mean, you still felt it though. And
yeah. I just was like, I mean, I was in high school. He was in college in Colorado. It was a year and a half.
It's a long time.
And yeah, but it was like.
Did you go out there?
No.
I was gonna say I don't remember you ever.
No, I was in high school. Like,
right, like you literally.
I was just like preoccupied with normal high school things, and like it was also like, I don't talk about this relationship.
We never talk about.
Never talk about this. Really, it's always my right out of high school relationship. But this relationship was really bad. He like wouldn't let me go to my prom without him. He like he went out there for a full ride for soccer, and then dropped his full ride to come back because I didn't want to do long distance anymore. I never asked him to do that.
No, I know.
It wasn't me.
Yeah.
I didn't even I could have been out of the relationship, but he he was very forceful. And
did it feel like because in a way I want to be like, wow, that's so sweet. But also.
No, it wasn't sweet. It was very controlling.
To drop your shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was like, I want to be closer to I want to be in the Bay. Yeah. And then shortly, I didn't know what to do because I was like, what are you doing?
Pressure on you now.
Yeah. I was like, I don't want this.
Right.
And we broke up shortly after that.
Fuck.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is that, oh my God.
Yeah, it was quick.
Did he go back?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Oh yeah. He ended up going down south, right?
I don't know his timeline after that. But I was like, I can't do this. Like, I've always known I needed someone very independent. And like, couldn't deal. That put me over the edge. I was like, I never asked you to do that. I don't want you to do that. I don't want to be with someone who would drop their whole life for
it puts you in a weird place of like, shit, now like we kind of have to stay together because I'm gonna feel bad that you dropped all this for me, essentially, for us.
Yeah, but I didn't.
Well, I mean, no, and you don't need to, but I feel like in his head that he probably thought that's what he was doing.
Yeah, it
was a little bit of a manipulation tactic.
Exactly.
One would say. Okay.
So that was my I didn't mean to like,
this is gonna be so fun.
But that was my experience with a long distance relationship. Right. But it was so like, also all of that was just high school drama, like,
and like that's not gonna like, we're not in college.
No, you're not in college.
There's nothing that's gonna do that to us.
No.
I'm okay with the long distance because getting into a relationship for the first time in 3 years and all my concerns about falling back into old ways or, whatever. I think this distance is going to, for any couple, it really is the ultimate test. I've already spoke to a few people who've been this long distance. I'm like, please send tips. And I was actually talking to my friend Leslie, and she's married now, has been married for years, but they were long distance in the beginning of the relationship. And she was like, I'm telling you, if you can get through long distance, you guys will be able to get through everything. And I hear that all the time, and that makes me really happy, obviously. But for our situation, Tanner and I think this is going to be really good because we are turning a new chapter, but we both also have so much focus in our personal lives right now. Like,
that's what's important.
Yes. We're not losing sight of that. It's not like, because the thing, like, him and I are very passionate people. And I do fear that if we were in the same city right now, we would
you would drop
pedal to the
a
metal,
lot,
drop everything.
Yeah.
Right. And as much as like that would feel good in its own way, it doesn't need to be like that.
And it's not sustainable. You would get down the road 20, 30 years and be like, oh, so it's just been us this whole journey.
Yeah.
We lost ourselves. And like that, like I said, it's not sustainable. That's not how you manage a long-term relationship.
Right. So I'm like, in a weird way, I'm like kind of, I don't want to say glad, but I've already accepted and like talking to the universe, I'm like, I see what you're doing here. Like, I understand that this is the scenario that like we should probably be going through.
And you're just saying the benefits that long distance can give you guys.
Right. So please send long distance tips.
Silver lining.
Yeah, absolutely. It's it was really fucking hard to say bye though. And then now my For You page is all like long distance relationship shit. And oh my God, there was one I saw. It was like, it's like the camera's like where our camera is right now, and he's driving and she's like on his arm and she's crying, and the like text on screen is like the drive to the airport on your last day. And like, that's literally what our last day was. He was driving me to the airport. We're dropping off the rental car, and it was just silence. And like, we wanted to be so happy to like really, soak up these last moments with each other. But and we're both trying to like play happy, but I know in the back of both of our heads, like, we're like, we have 30 minutes together.
Yeah.
We have 20, we have 15, we have 10. And then we're just like going closer and closer to the airport. And like, Oh, it was so fucking hard. I was a hot mess express walking through the airport.
Hot mess express.
And I was like shuffling to grab my ID, like checking in my bag. And the agent at the help desk was so sweet. He was like, take your time. Like, he could totally tell I was like sobbing. I was like, I'm sorry. I'm just like really flustered right now. He's like, I see a lot in this airport. Like it's very common. And I was like, damn. He probably sees so much of this, like so many goodbyes and some for the last time. Like, think about, it's just
maybe a lot of hellos too, though.
For sure. Oh my God. Yeah. That. Like the running see, I also have that on my For You page too. You know, the, handshakes in the Hamptons, that song, the trend where you like put your hand out and you high five on the beat. And it's people being like 3 months. 1 month, 4 days, 24 hours, and then the last one's them like running up to their person in the airport. I'm like, it's those moments that like the byes lead up to, and like I'm so excited for the next time I see him, but the goodbyes are just so fucking hard. I don't know. This is all very new, so I'll keep you updated with how I feel towards it. I don't know. I feel. You can probably tell like my body language. I mean, clearly I look like a gargoyle, but I don't know. I just feel weird talking about this. Like you can probably even tell.
Yeah. I mean, it's just new. You haven't talked about a relationship ever on the podcast.
Ever. And I'm already like, it's me already scared for like, oh my God, like she sounds this way, or oh my God, long distance never work. Like people are going to just give their opinions and judge, and like, I want to protect this part of me, and I want to protect him and our connection so much that like this is the part of sharing it publicly that I don't want, but I understand comes with.
Yeah, but like you don't have to, and like you know this fucking goes without saying. Like you don't entertain the ridicule, and like we have such a good community that we've built. Like you guys fucking support us till the end, and like we know that. It's just It's
just weird. I just never thought this day would come ever to share it publicly. Like I'm so happy. Like I feel like a kid. I'm so happy, but I'm so nervous to share my happiness because I don't want anybody to judge it. I don't want anybody to analyze it, and I don't want anybody to take it away from me. I gotta work on it. Something I gotta work on, but that's where I'm at. It's just like I really didn't think I would ever share publicly, like ever again, not even this much.
Yeah, but I think you just like didn't know. It's not realistic. It's not.
If I'm going to live my life online. Yeah.
It's just not. And I don't think you thought about that.
I didn't.
Which is like fine. You
weren't
thinking about it.
Right.
But like, that's how everything in life goes. We think it's going to go one way, and then it actually hits us, and we're like, oh, but you have like, that's what I thought isn't going to work. I mean, literally our last episode, Expect the Unexpected. Like,
oh my God, no.
You can plan it.
That whole episode, the fact that it went up late because of things beyond our control was the epitome of the episode. It was so perfect. I loved it.
Yeah. Like you just thought it was going to be one way because you pictured it that way. And then now you're in it and you're like, oh, that's not going to work, but this will. And like, you're making it work and you're doing great.
Thank you. But it's more so like, in a sense, I've already been through this and I'm putting myself through it again when I know I didn't want to.
But it's different.
But it is different. It's fucking different. But like simply the fact that I'm sharing it publicly.
Yeah.
It's totally
you feel like you're opening the same door.
Exactly.
But it's a different door. I promise.
It is a different door because it's also never going to be opened as wide as the last door, but it's like, I don't know, I'm just sharing my reaction. This is truly just like what's been going on in my head since I posted it, and it might sound dramatic to a lot of you, but I didn't even expect my reaction to be like this. I was so like excited to post it, to be honest. Right before, I'm like, like Alex gave me the caption, like we're like zooming in, cutting out, cropping out faces, like hella pumped, press share, and I was like, oh fuck, and things just started flooding in that I didn't expect. So that's kind of what I'm sharing here. And yeah.
But like that, like I think that hype around it, that'll go away too. Like,
right. It's so new. It's so fresh.
It's so new. And people are like, wait, what, where'd this come from? Who, like even people in like, let's call it your second circle in your life hit you up and we're like, wait, who is this?
Yeah.
And you're like, I didn't think about this, having to say like, you can't hide it from, your close friend in college who you didn't think you were gonna hide it. Like there's that second degree of separation that you have to also consider.
I did not consider that at all. So to a lot of people, this probably just looks like I hopped into some like rash decision relationship, but like this has been 3 years in the making.
Right. Yeah. So
I promise this isn't rash.
No.
No, yeah, the people closest to me know this is, like Alex said, this is a long time coming.
Right.
No, like when we told people, everybody's reaction, like close friends, they're like,
duh.
Okay, yeah, duh. Yeah. Like about fucking time.
Right.
When I told my sister, she then texted Tanner the song Patience by the Lumineers. That's been his word for the past 3 years. He's patient. He's been so patient and really waited for this a long time. And I don't know, it's great. It's just so great. He's so great. And I feel so safe. I feel so comfortable. I
approve.
Oh, I mean, that was the first box to check, and that he would have been thrown out the window if you never approved. That is a big thing though, is like he is equally as close to you, Leanna, Bree, like everybody around me were I could talk about him forever and I'm not going to, but oh my god, it's been 38 minutes.
No, I was like, are you comfortable like letting the podcast know about you and Tanner and everything? And she's like, yeah, I mean, I could talk for like 10 minutes about it. No, Kristen, I'm gonna say this, but I sat here and I was like, this is gonna be this episode is gonna be about this.
You think?
But like,
is this annoying?
No, and like that's why I didn't want you to say it.
Picking at my face.
Stop.
You sit on my hands.
That's why I didn't want to say it, because like this is such. I want you to be so, and like, okay, sorry, I'm talking in circles, but so this obviously all happened while she was in Santa Monica, and I had already gotten back to New York. And I'm sitting here working, and oh my god, I could cry. I'm sitting here working, and she texts me and goes, "Oh, I have a boyfriend." And I'm like, "What the fuck?" Like, are you kidding? I FaceTime you right away. No, I'm gonna start crying. I FaceTime you right away, and I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And you're like, "Yeah, it happened." I'm like, "Okay, fucking tell me."
I did.
No, I know, but like, I think I like, I don't know, whatever.
Are you mad at me?
No.
Should we break up and redo it? No, I should have had you on FaceTime.
No, for real. You should have like set me up or something.
I should have. You're right.
You should have.
I'll put a shirt over the tripod like it's you.
Right. But no, I was like, she was like, what? Nothing's changed. And I was like, Kristen, this deserves a celebration. Like, this is such a big moment. Like, there's people out there who think like labels aren't a big deal, which like to an extent I fully agree, and like, but for you guys this is like so special and so fragile, and I think the fact that you guys both landed here together on this decision to like become official and really do this is such a big moment that took you guys a lot of like work together to come to, and like your guys' journey was not easy, and I think it's worth you to sit here longer than 10 minutes and talk about. Hold on, let me wipe my tears.
Thank you.
No, seriously,
because my head is going so many places right now,
and like I see it, but like this is a good thing. I don't want you to like take that away from yourself.
Thank you, but I don't know.
Stop saying but.
I just don't know why I feel like guilty.
Yeah.
Guilt's not even the right word. Like uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I feel like look at my body. I'm looking at you. I'm not even looking at the camera right now. I'm like, I feel uncomfortable sharing this for whatever reason. I don't know.
It's just new territory, and you're someone who is used to having control and knowing what's going to happen. And I mean, the past 3 years you've focused on not landing in the same place that you were in the same relationship that you were in 3 years ago, and you're just naturally scared of that, and like that's okay.
Yeah, it's I feel like the theme of my life right now is releasing control and just like trusting myself.
I was gonna say, you gotta trust, and like trust your relationship, not just you.
Right.
Like trust what you, trust in you, what you and Tanner have, and like I said, the journey that it took for you guys to get here and all the work that you've put in, like trust that.
That's the thing. Like I do. That's why I made the leap. That's why I had the gut feeling, and I was ready to say, I'll be your girlfriend, but it's the sharing aspect.
Yeah.
It's this episode right now. It's like, I mean, I definitely still have a little bit of my own doubt, but like not doubt, but lack of faith in myself, but it's the sharing it. I don't know why. Enough about that. I feel like I'm talking in circles at this point, but to wrap up what I thought was going to be a 10-minute segment of this episode, I really seriously do want to thank everybody who's been like so fucking kind about this. Clearly something I'm like a little uncomfortable with.
Yeah, if you have anything mean to say, kick rocks.
Kick rocks. And eat a cockroach. Ew, sorry, don't eat cockroach. That was a little weird. That was a little too far. But it does help me a lot. And it's weird because I'm over here like tripping, but like I haven't even had a mean comment about it. I don't even know what I'm tripping for, but I don't know. This is a new thing I'm going to bring up on Thursday at 6 p.m. It's up until this point, I've worked on obviously like childhood shit and whatnot, but now like internet stuff is going to be past traumas that I work on. It's just weird that I'm going to work through like internet stuff, like internet fears,
and like so close in your timeline too.
I don't know, it's just weird to think about, but I just want to give credit to everybody who's been so nice, so thank you so much. I just feel like there's such a big shift right now. Well, big hiccup. And I've felt that ever since Joshua Tree. Even in Joshua Tree, I felt like,
remember we sat there around the fire pit that night and we're like, do you guys feel like something's changing?
Yes, like it was before even Tanner, like a week before Tanner and I. It had nothing to even do with him. It just feels like so much is happening, and I want to say for the better. Obviously I know there's yin and yang, there's always going to be better and worse, but I don't know, I even started thinking like California's out of a drought. Like I started like having those thoughts, like things are like, I mean, I don't think there's ever going to be world peace, but like, so I'm not going to like go to that side of the spectrum, but it does feel like things are like blooming, and things just feel really good right now, but in a realistic way. Not in like and
it's like it almost feels like small measurements, like things that are realistic that we knew were coming but are all happening at once.
Like knots are being tied, like loose ends are being tied. That's what I'm trying to say. It's cool though. Another kind of big life moment yesterday, Alex and I drove to Connecticut,
which is only an hour and a half from New York, by the way.
Who would have thought? It's so close to New York.
Not an hour and a half, hour 15.
It was like driving from the Valley to West Hollywood during traffic. Like it was literally
that was
great.
my commute every day.
I know. Like, I used to drive Calabasas downtown every day in a 1991 car, like putting
people in Calabasas are probably like, who's this bitch?
No, I remember feeling like a tail between my legs, and I'd like pull up in the parking lot, and the place I worked was next to the Mercedes dealership, all these fucking G-Wagons. I was like, hey guys, like it smells like a boat driving by. My car was breaking down. Not the point. We went to Connecticut for our friend's baby shower. One of my best friends from high school, Carly. I feel like we've talked about her on here. She's having a freaking baby. She's having a baby. One of our other friends just had a baby. One of our other friends is on baby number 2.
Second baby.
And it was, I hadn't seen her since May 2020. May 2020.
2021.
21. A long time.
Yeah.
And we walked through the front door and she's just pregnant.
She's having a baby boy.
A little boy. And it was just like so crazy to see. We were literally driving, and I had the invite because I had the address on it. And I was like, the fact that I'm even holding this invite with Carly on it, holding her belly. Like.
Right. And like I haven't seen Carly. I didn't go when you guys all met up in that May of that year.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Carly. God, it's got to have been like at least 6 years.
Yeah.
Something crazy.
Long time.
A really long time. And so I still have like, we used to live a couple houses down from each other. So I used to have like Carly.
That Carly
in my head.
20-year-old Carly. Like.
Yep.
Crazy.
Not even like.
Yeah, like 18, 19.
Yep. That Carly in my head. And like to think she's pregnant, a fiance, and like about to give birth in 3 months. Like, oh my God.
It's just, it's so wild that I have these moments a lot. I'm sure you guys do too, where I'm like, life is just going on.
Mm-hmm.
Life does just keep moving.
Yeah. And like, which is crazy because I go through such phases of feeling like my life is stagnant. But then I look from the outside, and we kind of had this talk the other morning. I look from the outside and I'm like, I need to give myself more credit because it's been 10 years since high school when we're like trying to figure out our lives and figure out what we want to do.
Going to college to choose our fucking careers.
Right. And like we're supposed to pick the trajectory of our life at that young age. And I look back these past 10 years and like I have done so much and I've done a lot, but it's weird to compare and like stack up against people who are like getting married and having kids, because you're like, wait, I haven't done that.
Right.
But it's like you're just on different tracks.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's simply what it boils down to. But when we think of these childhood friends, and even when you guys think of your childhood friends, like I forever will see all of us as little teens.
Yep.
So for so many years, we were all on the same trajectory. We were all going through literally the same classes, like the same curriculum,
on the same path.
And then
all of a sudden
it's just everybody's like going different directions.
Breaks
now.
off. It's almost like everyone is put in like those. Do you remember those like shoot things in the Mario game? You jump at the cannons.
Oh yeah, literally.
Yeah, it's like everyone is put in those like the last few months of high school.
Yep.
And then they all shoot out in different directions,
spin a wheel,
different heights,
go that way,
different directions, different locations, and then you just land where you land. And then 10 years down the line, you're like, hey, do you want to come to my baby shower? And we're like, sure.
What's a baby?
And me and Kristen get there.
How do you make babies?
We get there and we see Carly and we're standing in the backyard and she's like, isn't this crazy? I'm pregnant. And we're like, we just brought an Xbox.
Yeah. And then I pointed to her stomach. I was like, is there an Xbox in there? She was like yes. I mean, damn near. Right. It's just great. And her mom was there too. And like, then we're sitting like towards the end of the night. I feel like every family party goes through the same thing. You walk in and it's like the hello, how are you? It's like
you meet all the family members.
Side note, everyone's like dressed in like these like beautiful like chiffon pastels.
Yeah, we're like in nice Connecticut.
Right, like bougie Connecticut.
Yeah.
Carly's in like a beautiful blue dress, heels, and I come in like a Teddy Fresh sweater, chunky loafers. You're in a neon yellow
sweater with a midi skirt and like chunky sneakers.
Like we are so clearly rolled in from Manhattan. Yeah. And they all knew it. They 100%. All fucking knew it. But everybody was so nice. But yeah, so I feel like it goes like family party, you go there. And then it goes to eating. So everybody's sitting down. Then you can kind of get past the small talk.
Yep.
Then everybody's full. So nobody's hangry anymore. So then you play a game.
Yeah.
We decorated onesies. And then Carly had to choose her top 3 favorites. Alex and I were 2 of the 3 winners. So
of course, we went to art school.
And we went to art school. So anyway, mine said breaking hearts and blasting farts.
And mine was, they're doing this whole, his name is a name of like a constellation or star. Constellation. And the baby's name.
His name is Milky Way.
Yeah. And after the chocolate, not the constellation. But they're doing a whole like really cute space and rocket theme for like his nursery and everything. So I made him like a onesie with like a rocket on it and stars and stuff.
No, that looks so like you can mass produce that. It looks really good.
Should you guys want one for your baby?
That's our merch is be.
Send me a onesie and one to our PO box and I will paint on it.
We'll mark it up with, it was literally like Sharpies.
So what?
Like, is that even safe for the baby?
Probably not.
Anyway, so then you play the games and then I feel like everybody started getting comfortable and we were there for 13 hours.
Yeah.
And towards the end of the night, we're sitting there with Carly's mom, Karen.
We're just like chopping the shit.
Talking about like old memories and like talking about the memories that Karen has just learned about too. Like,
right.
So Karen growing up, she had super early shifts. She would leave the house at like 2-3 a.m. to go to her shift. And that's when Carly and I knew we needed to come home because she would go to bed at like 8 or 9. We'd sneak out. She slept like a rock. We'd sneak out, go do hella ecstasy, and then be home by like 2:30 on like a school night too, mind you. It's fucking ridiculous. So I'm thinking about all these memories. We're chopping it up. We're laughing at it. And then I'm like, oh my God, she's pregnant. Like times have changed.
Yeah.
Like it's so crazy having those memories but like life goes on.
Yep.
I don't know. But it also feels like those memories were yesterday.
Exactly. I was going to say like it feels like you guys did that 24 hours ago.
Like
because it almost feels like attainable. Like if we all had a sleepover at Carly's house,
yeah,
we would do that.
We would
go out. We would probably do shrooms.
Right.
No, not now. She's pregnant.
Oh yeah, she's pregnant. She's not doing that.
Yeah, not now. But like if she was not,
right.
You know?
Yeah.
Like we're allowed to now. We wouldn't have to. Karen would damn near come with us.
No, right. No. or I feel like actually we'd probably get in trouble. I feel like Karen is the only mom that has the authority to still get us in trouble. Yeah. Like I'm still very obedient to Karen.
She's very like authoritative.
Yeah. But also like, I don't know. She's the coolest mom ever. But I don't know. We're having just one of those life moments on the way home too. And like, I just can't believe It sounds so silly. I just can't believe life goes on. And I think about it with deaths. Like whenever, and I'm sure so many people relate to this, I'm sure you relate to this, like life's going on. Even when I like sealed the deal with what's his name, Tanner, what's that guy's name, I was like, damn, like my grandma's not here to know this new milestone. She's literally been gone for 3 years now, but I'm still out here living life. Like, what?
Yeah.
Like, she's gone, but my life goes on, and your life goes on, and even my grandpa's life goes on, and like all these people around her, their lives go on, but she's gone.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just
I think about
I have that a lot with, it doesn't necessarily make me sad because I do understand it's like, well, yeah, it's like the evolution of life, but it's just weird to think because like when the death happens, it is kind of the end of your world in that moment, rightfully so. And
I always like describe it as I feel like I've just entered a new timeline.
Exactly.
Without them, and like everything after, like you just don't, growing up, and like with our grandparents specifically, like you were really close to yours, I was really close to mine. I never pictured a world where they wouldn't know such intimate details about me at any capacity.
Right.
And the fact that like we lose our grandparents, and then like I said, I feel like you enter a new timeline where everything that happens, even though they would usually just know this about you, they just don't know this about you.
I know. And I know a lot of you, and I believe this too, a lot of people are probably thinking, well, they do know, like they are looking over
they're
us.
Around.
And I do believe that, and I feel that, like in a way, I think my grandma facilitated a lot of this because all she ever wanted from me was to fall in love. That's all she's ever said. Direct quote. Literally the moment she said it, I wrote it in my iPhone notes, so I still have it like dated and time stamped and all that. She said, "Everyone deserves a main squeeze."
Oh,
and I found it.
That.
No, right?
True that.
But like the fact that she's not in the physical realm is like so. It just feels weird.
Yeah, there's a different level to it, obviously.
But then us being like, they're not in the physical realm. Like, I feel like the higher powers, like, y'all are so silly. Like, the physical realm ain't shit. Like, just wait. Like,
we can go back and forth all day about this.
I know.
Like,
I'm literally going to start. You know what I just realized? We didn't do song of the day and what we're wearing.
Sorry, guys.
That's a super long intro.
Oh, my God. So, in today's episode,
we're going to be talking.
I can't believe you thought that was going to be 10 minutes.
I really did. Like, if I would have known it was going to be that long, I would have been like, okay, let's do song of the day. And then like started it. I really thought I was just going to be like, quick heads up, I have a boyfriend, moving on. I have a boyfriend. Oh, I have a boyfriend.
Sorry, she's taken.
Oh,
off the market.
You want my number? Sorry, I have a boyfriend.
You should just put a sign on your forehead at this point.
Stop. I have a boyfriend. I should get a shirt. I'm with my boyfriend instead of I'm with stupid.
Yeah.
I'm
with a boyfriend. I have a boyfriend.
I have a boyfriend.
I'm a girlfriend.
I am a girlfriend.
Well, while things are blooming and coming anew, you have a girlfriend. Carly's having a baby.
I have
girlfriend.
A boyfriend.
You have a boyfriend. Sorry.
Right, Tanner's been a girl this whole time.
No, yesterday, because Carly's never met him, so I was like describing him to her, and I was like, he's kind of just like one of the girls. Like he just like he's down to kick it.
Yeah.
He I don't know. He's a great guy.
It's like. Yeah, whatever. I'm not honestly like this. You don't care.
No, I was gonna say Succession is coming to an end.
Watch the new season,
guys. Okay, so we're on season 4. If you don't know, it's the last season, and they are just wrapping it up. I've never actually watched a show and been on track with last season. I've always binged.
You're right. Same.
I said always twice.
Always.
Yeah. I've always like never binged and had to like catch up. And now we're gonna watch the finale with the rest of the world. And it's such a good last season. Mm-hmm. They're wrapping it up so beautifully. Mm-hmm. So much is unraveling. Shit that I thought would be like the last episode fully happened in episode 4. I think we have like 6 more episodes to go.
It's incredibly done. I'm actually so sad that it's the last season. I think
selfishly, me too.
Right. The show could just go on and on and on in the best way possible. It's like, it's one of those shows where, and this is hard for my brain to do, when I watch it, I'm in the show. But a lot of the time when I watch movies or shows, it's like I'll be in it in a sec, and then this like intrusive thought comes in, and I'm like, there's a production assistant to the left, and I'm like, oh fuck, that just ruined all the magic.
This feels so real.
It feels so, I'm like,
and I think it has a lot to do with the camera work. Remember, we didn't like the camera work in the beginning, and it is still a little wonky, but it feels documentary style,
but not in like the Office way, because it's not like confessionals, because even that feels, it's obviously all for comedic timing. It's like someone's like zooming in to get the scoop on a private conversation. Like it feels like almost like paparazzi shot it or something.
Oh, it's so good. If you guys,
it's so well done.
It.
And I mean, what do I know about billionaire lifestyle? But it does seem like it's not like a mockery of rich people. It's like, it seems, to what I know, which is nothing, it seems pretty realistic. Yeah. It's not like they're walking around in like fur robes or anything. Like they're not mocking rich people, it seems.
And they do it so tastefully. Like there was one episode where they went to a bar. Remember when, and Civ, it was when they were, I forget where they were.
In Arizona?
New Mexico.
Or New Mexico,
They were in New Mexico, and they went to like a honky tonk bar. Mm-hmm. And Civ, she's the daughter of the head of this big ass company. She like walked in and she was like, what do you guys expect me to get? A beer? Right. And it was those comments happen so like not often, that it's like, oh, that was so tasteful, because like her character would say that. Right. But it's not her personality. Yep. Like it's not, she's
not like a snob.
No.
It was just a break in like their classes. Like it really showed that she was like, where the fuck are we? This is not like a rooftop
This isn't
bar.
what we do.
Right.
It was cool. It's so well made.
It's such an incredible show. I will say, if you start it, you really do have to pay attention, which like I feel like is kind of hard to do on it. But like,
we rewind and like rewatch conversations.
We pause, we talk
episode
about it. Like I'm like, Alex, what just happened? She's got to tell me. Like it's one of those shows, if you look away for even 10 seconds to like order something on Postmates or some shit, you will be lost. Mm-hmm. But it's so worth pushing through. Once you really do understand the terminology and all the names, like it's a universe that you are just swept into, and it's so interesting. It's like, it's drama, but then very like businessy. So it's like scratches that side of my brain. Oh my God.
It's so
Roman
funny.
is the best character.
Hot.
He's so hot. Like he fucks. Wait, I have a boyfriend. I can say that.
You can't say that no more.
Of course you can. The thing is, I can.
Yeah.
The thing is, I can.
And like Tanner would be like, no, he fucks.
No, literally, that's it. Like,
yep.
Oh my God. I love that about Tanner, is like,
he's
never
not
a thing.
Insecure.
No,
that's what it is.
Like we could walk down the street and I'll be like he'll see me look at somebody, he's like, no, I get it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, he fucks. He's like, yeah, he does fuck. Like it's
and then he'd go like this after.
Yeah, the finger slap. Like I didn't do really well. There we go.
Right.
I've learned it. He taught me how to do this.
I still can't do it. I think my hands are too big.
Oh, my wrist hurt. Oh, doing all that.
Too much cooking.
For real.
I'm a drip.
I'm wearing cargos.
Wrist.
Should we do what ring?
Yeah. Okay. I'm wearing. You guys have seen this outfit. We say that every time. I'm sorry.
Yeah. We'll show
these are from ASOS. They come with like the same silky button down, but they're just like comfy silky pants. And then my Kid Cudi sweatshirt, which I realize are the same colors.
Purple.
Which is fun. Purple and blue.
I'm not wearing that. I'm wearing.
No, you're not.
I'm wearing cargo pants.
Yeah, why are you in pants?
On the couch. You know why? Because if I don't put on, I'm noticing this last week has been really hard for me to like get back in my routine. I'm having one of those weeks. Right. And if I don't put on pants, like it's like my work pants, like it puts me in a mode of productivity.
I get it.
So I had to put these on, but they're still comfortable. Like they're very comfortable. So these are from Urban Outfitters. They have little tiny shrooms all over them. And do you have any articles of clothing that when you dry them, even like these are like 3 years old, they keep getting smaller and smaller and smaller. Like,
yeah.
But
and shorter.
That's what I mean. Like they fit still, but when I dry them, they're still getting smaller. Like I thought that just
are they 100% cotton?
I don't know, but doesn't that just happen the first time and then it pretty much stays that like they're getting shorter and shorter? Or maybe I'm growing. Probably not.
It's your boyfriend.
Oh yeah, I have a boyfriend. You're right, I have a boyfriend.
Yeah.
And then this shirt is from Zara in London.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Bershka. No, Zara.
Zara. Yeah. Oh, and then my socks are pink Teddy Fresh socks because Teddy Fresh.
Those are white.
I'm sorry, Alex. Put your light on it. My friend Alex needs to get her eyes checked.
Yeah, they're pink. Okay, but with the pink lighting, they look white. You can't deny that.
I see.
Like look at that.
You're right. They're baby pink.
Yeah, they're super baby pink.
Yeah, that's what I'm wearing.
I already did what I'm wearing.
We just keep going back. It's purgatory.
My song of the day. Can I have two?
Sure.
Okay. So my first one is Lesson Learned by Aaron Taylor. Learned. It came on shuffle. God, why do you have to ruin it?
I know, I'm sorry.
And then my other song of the day is
if I had a nickel for every time someone said, why do you have to ruin it? I'd be on Succession.
Rich.
I'd be rich.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Okay. Continued.
Chapter 2.
My second song of the day is Sexual Healing by Marvin
Kygo?
Gaye not featuring.
Kygo remix.
The Kygo remix.
No, when you bumped that in the shower today,
no,
I was like, we didn't.
Hyped.
That sounded like we showered.
We showered together.
Our showers are 15 feet apart. We have a locker room.
Sick.
A locker room would be so sick.
Guys, we were on our way home last night, and first of all, we were so hyped just because we were in a car. And
no, we were so happy to be driving,
and we were like, we should just buy a beater. Like, let's just get a fucking car. Forgot about this already. We have so many ideas all the time.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
All the time.
So we're gonna get like a little $1,500 car.
Just to for grocery runs and like all that. I think it would make
and just
sense
like mobbing around the city.
Yeah. And we can go upstate with it.
We don't care about it.
We were saying we want to cover it in stickers.
Yeah. Fun stickers.
But funny bumper stickers.
And we'll put subs in the back.
Yeah. Nobody can even sit in the back because we want subs that big.
Yep.
That'd be so fucking sick. Yeah, so send us links for beaters.
But you were saying when I was bumping Kygo earlier?
Oh, yeah, and it was Vibe. Right. It took me back. Should I have two song of the days?
If you want.
Okay. My first song of the day is I really like Jack Harlow's new album. It's called Jackman. And the second song on the album is called They Don't Love It. Very, very good song. And then my second song of the day is actually the band that Jason Nash's son Wyatt is in. So Jason posted this the other day and it said something like, if I get this to 1 billion streams, Wyatt will try sushi for the first time or something like that. So I went and streamed it, called Carbondale by Great Big Cow. It's the band he's in. It is so good.
So good.
And I'm not necessarily surprised because I've seen how talented Wyatt is over the years. But I feel like whenever someone promotes one of their homie songs, it's always
well, we're used to walking down San Francisco and someone handing you a CD.
And I'm like, this is all right.
You're right.
I turn it on. I'm like, this will be in movies. It's totally soundtrack vibes. It's an incredible song. Carbondale by Great Big Cow. Everybody go stream it. And
cute name too.
Maybe he'll try sushi or something. I think that's what it says.
Try sushi.
Right. He's a kid. I'll give him that. But I feel like if you're over
12.
I was going to say 20. If you're over 20 and you're like, I'm not going to try sushi, grow up. Those are the people that drink Pete's coffee.
Yeah.
Wait, and when we were in Joshua Tree and Leanna was like, guys, Pete's cold brew is so good. We were like,
Leanna.
Oh no, we lost her.
Another one bites the dust.
The fact that Leanna, if anybody starts raving about Pete's coffee.
Right.
If you, never mind. That might not make sense if nobody saw that bit. La 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 la.
God, that's worse. Okay. Okay, yeah, so that's a little catch up on what we've been doing the past 3 weeks.
Feels necessary that you guys have this little
a lot's changed since we last actually sat down. I would bubble in your throat.
We should do an episode where we have bubbles in our throats the whole time.
No way.
I feel like we immediately sound 30 years older.
Yeah, and we're underwater.
Yeah, kind of.
Okay, so yeah, that's where we're at for Friday's episode. If you are on Patreon, if you don't know, we have Patreon where every Friday we do an extra episode, kind of surrounded around our Monday episodes. But since today we kind of just sat down and chatted. Is that a word? Chit-chatted? Talked. Then we're going to do a general advice episode on Friday. So just send in what you guys are going through. We'll give some advice. Let us know if you want us to be really harsh, because we can do that. We can point our finger and be like, do this.
Yep.
Or we can be really nice and gentle. So let us know if you're going through anything. We'll help you out. So that's for Patreon. And
send, if you're not even on our Patreon or not, Send long distance tips.
Oh yeah.
Please.
Yeah, she's new to that. She's a boyfriend.
I have a boyfriend.
Right. If you guys are listening on Apple Music or Spotify, rate us 5 stars.
Please.
Yeah, it helps us out a ton. And if you're watching on YouTube, subscribe and turn on notifications and smash that like button.
Smash that
and then leave a comment because
be part of the fam.
Comments. Yeah.
Be part of the low gang.
God.
We are the
it's
low
every
gang.
day, bro.
That's his brother.
Oh.
We are the low gang.
There's 2?
They're the same person.
All right, guys. Love you.
Oh yeah.
Have a good week.
I love you.
Are you okay?
No.
We're gonna watch the Warriors game.
No,
guys, vote for the Warriors.
Make sure to vote.
I voted stickers for Warriors.
Oh my god. Okay. Bye.
Don't wave like that,
Alex.
You know when I exit a Zoom call at work because I'm usually on mute, but we have cameras on. I go like this.
Ooh, weird.
Yeah.
That's
well, I'm not gonna wave, but I have to say bye. Oh, you think you think I should know the piece?
The shocker.
What side?
Like your boss would do it back. Like she'd be like,
would.
And then she'd have like a whole story about it.
Yep. Oh my god. Okay.
Bye.
See ya.
Shocker. 2 in the pink, 1 in the stink.